All right, in this video, we're going to go through how to pick cards and how often to pick cards. So this is Credit Card Rewards 101. There are a handful of rules to live by, rules of the road in credit card rewards. And the first is what I'll call the 3-month rule. Some people will call it the 90-day rule. And that's to wait at least 3 months in between credit card applications. The reason for that is each application is a note on your credit score, and if you're seen to be applying for too much credit in too short a window, it can raise a red flag, hurting your credit score and making it harder for your application to get approved. Now, I'm going to go through some credit scores, myths and realities a little bit later in this guide or in this course, but the 3-month rule is going to pop up again in that section. The second rule is the 524 rule, and this is a rule specific to Chase. The 524 rule says you can't open more than 5 accounts with Chase in a 24-month period. And the reason that comes up is Chase is one of the most is one of the largest card issuers and often has some of the best bonuses. So that's just something to be aware of with Chase. And the third rule is double dipping, and may not be applicable to you if you're starting out, but if you've been going after credit card rewards for a while, you want to make sure, you might want to apply for the same card that you did in the past to earn that bonus again. In most cases, the bank is okay with that, to try and win back your business. But each bank has different rules, whether or not you're going to be eligible for that sign-up bonus again, and whether your current card needs to be canceled and how long it's been since your last bonus. Again, probably not an issue if you're just starting out, but something to be aware of if you've been in the game for a little bit. So we're going to go through, like we said, the 2 reasons you should care are cash and travel. So we're going to go through some cashback cards first, and show you how to evaluate some of the different offers that are available. So again, the affiliate link for this is sidehustlenation.com/cashbackcards. So let's bounce over there and see what we can find. Again, I'll link this up below the video as well. So this will bring up some of the cashback offers where we can, as we saw in the previous video, earn up to 30% cashback on our spending during that bonus period rather than just 1% ongoing. So they have the Discover Cash card as the featured card. I really like the 5% cashback at Amazon. I don't necessarily like how they rotate. So it says cashback at different places each quarter like this, which means it's going to rotate. That's kind of a pain to keep track of. I also don't like that there's no bonus. There's no sign-up bonus for this Discover card, at least that I could see. It says we're going to match all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year. So if you spend 10 grand on the card, they're going to give you an extra 10,000 points or how many that you've earned. That's okay, but that's pretty weak compared to some of these other offers on the site. So like we saw with the Amex card, $200 after $1,000 in spending. I like the 6% cash back at supermarkets. I think that's not a bad deal. Just have to do the analysis, do the math on how much you're going to have to spend to break even on that annual fee. I do really like this Quicksilver card. $150 cash bonus after a $500 minimum spend in the first 3 months. Again, if you're like our house, not hard to meet $500, between gas and groceries and all this stuff, other stuff, the equivalent of a 30% cash back and then 1.5% every day and no annual fee. So I like that one. We talked about this Chase Freedom Unlimited. I think this is a pretty strong bonus offer for an entry-level cashback card. And this was the other one, this regular Chase Freedom card. This one has rotating categories as well. So if you don't want to keep track of that, then this one will negate needing to do that. So those, this is actually the cashback card that I have that probably gets used most often. And the other one, I don't think it'll show up on this list because it is probably considered a travel card, but we use this Capital One Venture card as a cashback card for double miles every day. And actually, we normally cash those in for Amazon gift cards or Starbucks gift cards, someplace we know we're going to spend the money. Because if you do statement credit, they're worth half as much. So that's why we trade them in for gift cards instead. The 50,000 mile bonus offer on this is really strong. That's like you know, a 16% cashback equivalent on your initial spend. No annual fee for the first year, and this is cool because the $100 statement credit for global entry or TSA PreCheck, along with global entry is like the luxury purchase I wish I had made years ago. I just am so happy every time I go through the airport now. But that's kind of what's in my wallet on that front. If we go back, the other component of this is going to be travel cards. So let's take a look at some of the travel card offers. And actually, yeah, so we mentioned back on, we'll get to the travel cards in a second. So really, you know, if you're brand new, I really like Chase Freedom, you know, both flavors of that, or this Capital One Quicksilver, just because, you know, really low minimum spend, no annual fee, and kind of this 30% cashback equivalent. I think that's a good way to get your feet wet and see how it all works. Now, if we go to sidehustlenation.com/travel cards. And again, I'll link that up for you as well, be able to see some of the travel card options. Now, you're going to see minimum spends much higher in the travel card arena. And the reason is the values are much higher. So 50,000 ultimate rewards points, in the case of the Chase Sapphire Preferred, is worth $625. The cool thing about ultimate rewards is you can transfer those to United, you can transfer them to Southwest, 1-for-1, a bunch of different travel partners. It's a really valuable rewards program. So I'm a fan of these Chase cards as well. 50,000. So what is so we'll do the math here. So 625 over 4,000. So 15% cashback equivalent on the minimum spend for the Chase card. You'll see travel cards generally coming in 3 different flavors. The first is a general card like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, like the Capital One Venture, where you're earning, you know, points or miles on their system, and you can book travel anywhere you want. You book travel on a bunch of different airlines, hotels, doesn't matter. So those are kind of cool if you're, you know, brand agnostic. The second flavor that you'll see are hotel cards. Like, let's see if we can find a hotel card like this Marriott Rewards card. You know, we've done Hilton, we've done SPG, Starwood Preferred Guest, we've done Hyatt in the past. I actually don't have the Marriott card, so maybe that's next on the wallet. And then you'll see airline cards like this Delta Sky Miles card. You know, the Southwest card is a frequently used one in my wallet. Actually, this is a pretty strong offer. 60,000 Sky Miles is enough for a round trip to Europe, and on $3,000 in purchases, and they give you 4 months to do it. So that's actually a pretty strong offer. And so you'll note that this one expires. I should note that these offers change not all the time, but somewhat throughout the year. So what you see at sidehustlenation.com/travel cards may be different than what's showing on in the video. Now, if you're looking for one to get started with, you know, I think the Capital One Venture, like we talked about, is a strong offer. That was around 16% cashback equivalent, $3,000 minimum spend. The Chase Sapphire Preferred, it was a pretty strong deal, a little bit higher minimum spend and still only 3 months to do it. So in my case, I'm probably not signing up for a card with that level of spend required to meet that bonus, unless I know I have some big expenses coming up. If I've got, and we'll get into how to meet your minimum spend in a legit and official way. That's probably borderline. That's going to be on the cusp of how much we might actually spend in 3 months. But it really comes down to your travel goals and where you want to go. So these ones, like we said, kind of general rewards. The Delta card is fantastic, and I think there's a Southwest card down here as well. 60,000 Sky Miles get you to Europe and back, or a couple trips domestically. Let's see if we can find the South. We did this one recently. This 100,000 Hilton Honors points got us some nights in Cabo. Here was the business card that I was talking about. We'll get into how to apply for business cards as well. This was the triple points on advertising. So this was fantastic. And here's the Southwest card. Southwest, man, I was a reluctant convert to Southwest after my wife flew them all the time for work, and I was like, this is lame. I just want to pick a seat. But especially traveling with families, Southwest has been awesome for us. So maybe one of these kind of brand specific cards makes sense for you too. The other thing to consider is it's a team sport. So, I can apply for credit cards. My wife can apply for credit cards. So if you're married, if you've got a significant other, get them in the game too, as long as you have the upcoming expenses to earn the bonus. So next up, I'm going to cover how to apply for these business cards, how to qualify for these business cards, and really double your options for these. So I'll see you in that video.